Hey, what's up? I'm Shadana. Welcome back to episode 7 of The Breakdown. We're back. So, super excited to be here. I have a very special guest co host today, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey y'all, I'm so happy to be here on episode number 7. My name is Jeray. I am Shadana's old school friend and forever sister. Um, Being around her always brings out my childhood, new beginnings, all kinds of things. I'm an all around person. I feel like I'm understanding, I'm open, um, I'm a good friend, a good sister, all around the board. But for now, we just gonna stick with get to know me.
Okay, so before we jump in on our topics for today, which are extremely juicy, a little background on me and Jerry relationship, friendship. We've been friends since public school. We grew up together, sleepovers, the whole 9 yards. So we've been friends for a really long time. We're both in our early 30s now. So you do the math. And I'm extremely happy and excited to have her on the breakdown episode. I feel like with the breakdown and the first 6 episodes, the people that have been on there have been people in my life, that means something at different stages of my life. So now being that I have my childhood friend on here and we're still friends, I think it's a big deal. So I'm extremely excited for this episode. And then what were you saying about the number 7?
Oh yeah, like number 7 is my lucky number. It's my angel number. I'm born January 7th. So I just always been like connected with sevens. I even wanted to get a 7 tattoo. So she come here to visit me, and now this is the number 7. It's just really hit. You know how when things be hitting, but then it really hit. Like yeah, it's that.
Yes, so right now our location, we're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So Jeray is from New York, but she lives in Florida, and I come to visit Florida every single year. So yeah, this is nothing new.
Yes, yes, yes. And my casa is her casa, so it's always welcome, open doors. Let's go.
Period. All right, so we're gonna get into our topics today. Me and Jeray came up with a few topics that we're gonna get into and deep dive into from both of our perspectives, both of our experiences. Topic number 1. All right, self awareness of mental health. So, Jeray brought this topic up, and I just agree with it 100%. So, we're gonna not only get into the mental health because mental health, as we know, is very, very, very wide, but the self awareness of it. So, basically, of oneself, right? The awareness of your specific self having when it comes to like mental health crisis, which we know it it's very broad. So let's kick it off. What does self awareness of mental health mean to you?
So the reason why I wanted to bring this topic up is because I feel like, we always asking each other, like our friends or our family, are you okay? How you doing and things of that sort. And we always say we okay, but we really don't be okay. So we be okay because we alive. But I'm talking about mentally okay, we don't be okay. And so yeah, but we look at people that like has been diagnosed with bipolar, or might went to school with some people that was in special ed because they was bugging and all that. We look at them, but we really don't just look at ourselves. We going through those traumas or those demons or whatever we going through too, but we hide behind them. We're not ready to acknowledge them. We're not ready to face them. And that mental health right there carries on as we get older, and it's not good. So.
Right. Okay. So when do you feel like you became aware when did you feel like you became aware of your mental health?
Well, as a kid, I always felt like I was different. I always thought about like different things, or I will be somewhere, we'll be doing something, and I just be thinking like otherwise, like nothing of what was going on or whatever. So I always felt like I was different, but we all different. But I knew that it was mental health when I constantly started to feel like I was different, but around other people I'm just like, smiling and I'm okay, but I'm not explaining like how I feel for real, for real.
That's interesting. So, all right, so that was as a kid. So now that as a grown woman, when did you become aware, once again, when did you become aware of mental health? Like, you know what? This is like, let me look in the mirror. Let me take some
When
time
I
out. Let me
started,
talk to God, like, as an adult.
I started to be around other people who I seen, like my mom, my dad, people I love, try to block things out and still go about it. So that right there, when I started to get older, I understood, like, yeah, this is really real. This is really a mental thing that we gotta go through in life. To get through life, we gotta block certain things out that we really feel or we really need to address, but we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And it just get, we just push it, sweep it under the rug. And I just realized that that's really mental. All of that is mental. When we think we getting over something or we thinking something in our minds, but guess what? Guess who is know everything that we thinking? God. So at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, that's why I started to go to God, because I'm like, I could sit here in front of all my friends and say I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, but God know you crying, you weeping, you was tore down inside. So I started to go to Him and say, listen, God, I'm asking you for faith, give me strength, change my mindset, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
not thinking in these ways.
I believe that when you pray and when your spirituality really elevate, that really helps you to become aware, because you're saying the things in private that you're not saying in public. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're crying out, you're praying, you're praising, you're just giving thanks, or you're going through your weakest moments in private. So when you start going through things in private, and like you said, you didn't want to reveal that publicly. Like, you was still your happy go self, because growing up, Jeray was always like extremely happy, life at a party, smiling, dancing, could fight, everything. So I understand when she said she wasn't really revealing that, like, in front of me or her other friends, her sisters, her cousins, just people in general. So I feel like, once again, when you begin to elevate your relationship with God, when you begin to elevate your spirituality, it starts to make you look in the mirror. And then as you begin to look in the mirror, then you like, you know what, let me talk to somebody about this, or let me post this quote on Instagram. Other people need to hear this. Like,
Yes.
you come across something that's, spiritual or inspirational, or you feel like it's a message, then you start to, you know what, I'm not the only one. Or, and this is why, just as networking across whatever board is important, because when you network, when you talk to other women, when you talk to other people, when you put yourself in different rooms and you talk to people, especially people who are not your friends, people who you don't know, people who are not your family, your parents, your siblings, and you just talking and just vibing, you like, wait, you start touching on similarities, like, wait,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only person that think like
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm not the only person that's going through this. I'm not the only person that was in a domestic violent relationship, or the only person that was having suicidal thoughts, or the only person that was struggling in this, or the only person with parenting is just extremely, extremely overwhelming at times. But that's why you have to open your mouth and talk. And talking to God, I really believe that self awareness starts there, because then it gives you the confidence and it gives you the strength to, like, let me talk to somebody
Yes,
else.
yes. Just to wrap that up, I would just say, even when somebody say they are okay, or when you don't know what's going on with someone, just try to just bring positive, like she said, quotes. All of that matters. You might be having a bad day, somebody send you a quote, somebody just tell you they love you, whatever. That's very important nowadays. It's very, very important. So just continue to be positive in this
Yes.
world.
We're on to topic number 2, which is, all right, so we're transitioning from mental health into relationships. 2025, 2024, all the hoorays of, like, different relationships and what this mean, and the 50-50, the 100, the 80-20, or, your like, your dislikes, and
Poly to this to that. Mm-hmm.
exactly. All right, so topic number 2 is deal breakers in relationships. And me and Jeray, before we even sat down to film, we was discussing like personal things she's going through in the relationship arena, personal things I'm going through in the relationship arena. So I think this is really informational for us to transition that what we feel comfortable sharing respectfully on camera, because everyone is going through something, or everyone, even if you're not in a full-blown relationship, you got something that you yeah, or you got something that you want to get through, or something that you want to get to. So for me, as I get older, more wiser, and just more aware of who I am as a woman, and who I'm becoming, I become more stern and inside of, all right, how I feel and how I want to be treated and how I want others to be treated, instead of being so indecisive and instead of falling for the okie doke. But anyway, deal breakers in relationships to me is hygiene. I hate, I no, I love when a man smells good. That's like a thing for me. Like when a man smells, exactly. When a man smells good, that's a thing. Like that's my thing.
Come on, man.
Yes, because it's a quote that say that cologne gonna get you noticed faster than that designer. And I am all for a man smelling good. So when a man don't smell good, or when a man is having hygiene problems, to me that puts a pause, a dent in it. Like, wait, because number one, we're all grown, right? But I've learned, and this way, just being educated and just being aware of not only myself but other people, I've learned that there are people that go through things that they can't control. So then as a woman, it's on us to, help with that.
Remedy.
Or, yeah, exactly. Find a remedy. And sometimes, and this is personally speaking, it's not comfortable, because if I have to tell a man 3-4 times, oh, this, this is an issue, this don't smell good, whatever, like I start feeling uncomfortable. And this is something that I've been through before. Because it's like, why do I have to keep telling you about yourself? But then I could look from the other side and like, wait, this person might not want to go through what they're going through, but because of whatever situation or how they grew up, or, a personal problem that they going to the doctor about, that's just something that they're going through. So I could see it from both parts. Like I could see it from, but I don't, the bad hygiene, it takes away the it takes away from me craving you. It takes away from me wanting a man. It takes away from me, me being able to want to be up under you, and just like, because what do I smell when I hug you? So one of my deal breakers is bad hygiene.
Deal breaker for me is like sneaky. Like I feel like we are all grown, so we need to be like, just be yourself. Be yourself, and just don't be sneaky. Sneakiness always, it goes in the dark, always comes to light. So that's a deal breaker for me. Just being like too inconsistent. I guess that goes into what being inconsistent. Like just moving weird.
Okay, so you prefer a man to tell you the truth over a lie, even if it hurts you?
Yes. Very consistent, very upfront, just raw, like be raw and uncut.
I'm not open to dating a bisexual man.
Oh no, me neither.
I'm not open to that.
No disrespect, no pun intended, but
yeah,
it's just it's already enough that we gotta worry about with other women, and then now another man. It's just too much. It's just too much.
And I say I'm not open to that because we know a lot of men are down low.
Yeah, and it's just too much. No, it's just too much. No.
Like a lot of men are down low, so it's like,
and that's what I'm saying. The sneaky,
dated.
That come back to the sneaky.
Exactly.
If you be upfront, it's women out here that do like bisexuals. It's women out here that's all for that. But people go for the ones that's not for all of that and bring that to them.
Yeah, like you said, it falls into that category. Because if you was just honest in the first place it gave me the opportunity, it gave me the chance to say yes or no, then we wouldn't go through whatever it is that comes with that lifestyle. So yeah, I'm not open to dating a man that's into other men. Do you? But please just be honest, be upfront, because it's a lot going on in the DL community, and I don't want no parts of that.
Not family oriented.
Mm.
Like, that's very much a deal breaker for me. Like, if you
Especially
always,
since we're moms.
yeah, like, we're moms and our life is evolved around our children. So a person that does not come in already knowing that, like, this is the program right here, then no.
But are you willing? Because we have to teach men, just like we learn from men. That much we have to teach men. So are you willing to teaching your partner or your man, like, well, this is what I like to do, or this is what I am expecting in this relationship?
Yes, I am. But if that person constantly shoot down the things that is saying, like, this my family come first things, then it's like, no, because you don't understand.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You're not family oriented. You're not trying to do things that's family oriented. You want to do things like fun, but we got to do things that's like family oriented and business before pleasure. That right there.
Yeah, because that builds up the family, and that builds up also the relationship, the foundation of the relationship as well.
Yes, and everybody's getting taken care of.
Yeah. So, are you open? And I'm gonna share experience I had with this. Are you open to dating a man who doesn't fully believe in Christ, fully believe in God?
I feel like I don't have a problem with dealing with a man that doesn't fully believe in Christ, but you can't be like, I hate Christ. Like, you cannot be like, I hate Christ. If you don't fully believe in Christ and you need a little guidance, or we need to figure out what was your, coming up, why this is going on, we can get it together. And I had that part. I had that too. I had that happen. Because I let everybody know, listen, do you believe in God? Because I don't even play like that. Like, you have to believe in God, and you have to literally, I'm not saying you got to go to church every Sunday with me, or you got to do this and that. But you got to know how to pray. Family that pray together, stay together. And you got to really believe and have that faith.
Because with a man and a woman, like my mom always told me, you have your own life, you have your own word, and then when you come together, that collide. So eventually, I'm gonna pull you into my word, and you're gonna pull me into your word. So if your world is real dark and demonic, then even if I'm the most holy person, but I'm in love with this person, I'm gonna get pulled into whatever you got going on, and you're gonna get pulled into what I got going on.
Yes.
But I'm gonna share a quick experience. So when I was on my dating journey, I believe this was like 2024. Yeah, that's when I did that Virginia Beach vlog. A mess. When I was on my dating journey, I had signed up for this website. Asked my homegirl. I was like, I want to go on a website. Which website should I go on? Long story short, she gave me two. She gave me Black People Meet, and she gave me Hinge. So I ended up going on Hinge. And I was going on dates with different people, talking to different people, whatever. And one of the guys who I was talking to, we went on like 3 dates, maybe 2 to 3 dates. And he didn't believe in God. I mean, he didn't fully believe in God, but he wanted to. And his almost exact words was, I want to believe, but I haven't really been through anything, or I haven't been like convinced of that there is a God. So I feel like I wasn't
testimony.
Right, he needed a testimony. So I just translated that to, oh, he ain't been through no shit yet, for real. Or he ain't been through no, where he had to call on one person. Oh God, like he ain't been through one of those. Yes. So I wasn't like fully against him, because you can't knock people for their experiences. Like she said, like, dang, what you been through coming up where it got you thinking like that. So I wasn't fully against him, because he said it out his own mouth, and that's the first step is admitting. He said out his own mouth, I haven't really been convinced. I haven't been through nothing. Like, I haven't had a testimony of who the Lord is. And obviously, I pray that comes to him, or that came to him, because this was last year. But like I said, like something like that, I'm not against, because God do tell us not to judge. And I do feel like if it would have went further, like, you know, he would have been open to like coming to church with me, or, you know, reading the Bible, or just having like discernment conversations, or, you know, him telling me more deep on a deeper level, like who he is and what he been through and what his parents believed and what his grandparents been through, because we all come from something. It's just like people who are atheists or people who are racist.
That's what they know,
right? If you come up and you come from a family who is this type of way, you're going to be that type of way. So we could look at people and judge people all we want, but you don't know what that person been through. Topic number 3, boundaries with relationships, but not just relationships with your partner. Boundaries with all relationships, friendships, family members. Just setting those boundaries with, you know, people who you love, people who you like, you know, people who you know have gone through some type of transition with. So, why is boundaries with all relationships important to you?
People will take it too far. Like, they take that you love them or you kin to them or whatever. They take it too far. So you gotta have boundaries. If you don't have no boundaries, you're gonna forever get played with, and you're gonna forever be like a target to the ones that you love. So I feel like we gotta have boundaries. We gotta stop it somewhere, somehow.
Is there ever a time where you had to set boundaries with a specific person in your life?
I'm a daddy's girl, so my dad, like, he always been like a really big person to me. Like, I don't want to look bad in his eyes or none of that, you know. So I used to always, even as I was grown, be like hiding things, or like when I come around him, I'm gonna wear this, or I'm gonna do this and stuff like that. So eventually it started to get to where he just think he could just be like, well, you know, just having rules. Like, if I'm 15 or something like that, so I'm like, okay, at this point, my boundary with him is, listen, Dad, I'm grown, I'm your daughter, I love you, but this is what it is. So I felt like I had to set a boundary with, okay, with parent, and I'm grown, because parents think that they could still just talk to you, or you a little girl. So I had to set a boundary with a parent.
How old was you when you set that boundary? Or like how long ago was it?
Well, I was working on it when I was like 25 when I got pregnant.
Okay.
Because I had to like tell him I'm pregnant and everything. I'm 25 years old, so I'm like, okay, whatever. But I was still like, oh my God,
yes,
this is crazy. So yeah, like 25 was when I started working on it, but I really got through with it like after I had my second son. So yeah, about 2-3 years ago, and I'm just like, listen, this is what it is. I'm a product of you, so.
Did that improve your relationship?
It did. It did, because my dad be like, if that's what you do, then don't try to portray to be, you know, don't hide in front of me.
Be who you are.
Yeah,
be yourself.
I'm gonna say something regardless. That's the thing. He gonna be like, be ready to hear the shit.
Yeah,
but you gotta say your shit.
Yeah, like stand on 10 toes.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that something similar to what you said, that family tend to look at you a certain type of way. So I do think you do have to set boundaries as you get older, because it's like, oh, I'm not this little girl anymore, or I'm not this person that act like this anymore, or I don't believe in that, or I'm not into that, what I was into when I was. So I do think like things like that when it comes to family, I had to set boundaries. And then my mother and sister, they was joking the other day, and my mother, they was talking on the phone. They end up telling me like, oh, my mother and sister, they was like, oh, what she say when she get into her argument is, I'm grown, I'm a grown-ass woman, and it's me and my kids. But I feel like and then it's true. It's like, because, you know, if I have like a little arguing my mother or arguing my sister, I don't feel like I say it's just me and my kids. But, you know, they said that I say that, so I guess I do. But I feel like just in that sense that the reason I probably feel like I have to say I'm grown is because y'all bitches always got something to say. So it's like, you always got something to say, but I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I might ask you, and sometimes I might not. So if I'm not asking you, I'm just letting you know I'm a grown-ass woman, and I don't need your opinion on this. You can give me your opinion on that later. So, yeah. Yeah, shout out to my mother and sister and my dogs. But, yeah. Topic number 4, juggling life as a parent. And we decided to put parent in this topic instead of mom because we understand that there are a lot of good fathers out there. We understand that there are a lot of single fathers out there. We understand that there are a lot of father figures out there.
Yes.
So it's
Doing
not
his thing.
right. So it's not just juggling life as a mom. Because yes, we all moms. We could sit here and talk about being a mother all day, but there are a lot of parents out there and parent figures, and we all are juggling life. You know, not just the mothers or not just single mothers. We all out here trying to understand this life situation. Where are you today with juggling life as a parent, 2025?
Well, I absolutely believe like taking one day at a time. Like I cannot handle everything in one day, and that's what I'm juggling. Like I be wanting things to just be like, and it just be too much. It be too much. I gotta just take it one day at a time and handle what's important, the most important from top to bottom.
Me and Jeray, we are both boy moms. So if you're not new here, then I have two sons. Jeray have also two sons. So we are both boy moms. So we share a lot of similarities. We share the conversation sometimes be kind of the same when you juggling boys because I feel like boys is just totally different. Yes. Obviously, we don't have girls, but we are girls, so we know some of what girls bring. But with being a boy mom, it's so loving and it's so like protection and you raising young boys to be young men, but also in the same sense as like we're raising brown and black boys to be brown and black men. So while you're happy and it's positive and the kids give you all the energy, it's also like we see what our brown and black men go through today as men. They cute little kids 1 minute and then they men, teenagers in the next and then young adults. So it's like for me, I try to stay in a moment and enjoy, I get stressed out and all this, that too. But just on a specific topic, I try to stay in a moment and enjoy them as they are. Like my kids are 10 and 5, but I do think ahead. Like my son is about to graduate 5th grade. He's going to middle school. So I am thinking about middle school and him getting caught up in, having to go through different friendships and different learning lessons and him having to make good decisions without me or without his father or without, the village that's helped raising him. Him having to just be on point like, should I do this or should I not? Should I hang out with this person or should I not? Should I try this? Because he's about to go to middle school. So
options, a lot of different,
exactly. So with everything else that I got going on in life, with as a woman and me coming into my own, and then as a businesswoman, as a friend, as a daughter, as someone that some young girls look up to, and then just stepping into just this new world that I'm walking into is like. The kids play a big part of your life, but you can't let it be the only part of your life, because that's what we get caught up at. No matter how much you love your kids cannot be the only part of your life. Your kids have to be a part of your life, and you have to have the rest of your life. So once again, with this topic, it just gets sometimes overwhelming because it's like, damn, they're growing up.
When we juggling life and we have children, they see us going through the juggle of life. So that also plays a part on the future that we so worried about them of, because we play a major part in that by the way we juggling our stuff as we taking care of them. They see us moms, if you single mom or whatever, they see us get sad, or they know when they know our emotions when we not feeling well or whatever, they
or if you're in a relationship and you're married.
Yes,
that too.
They know that. So that right there is very important. Like juggling life in front of your children, you gotta, sometimes eat it. You gotta eat it up sometimes. And
don't want to.
Yeah, because and especially nowadays, I realized that with my child. I'm not gonna need a lie. Like when I was young, like I said, I thought about things. But my son, like, he be really in his, like, feelings about stuff.
The oldest or the youngest?
The oldest.
Okay.
He be in his feelings about stuff. Like, he really be like, Like I asked him how did he feel about us moving back and forth from New York to Florida, from New York to Florida.
Yes.
Oh my God, it broke my heart and made my heart feel good at the same time because I've been juggling life for real, for real.
Yes.
And my boy's been 10 toes. And he was just like, Mom, you got to do what you had to do. Every time you did what you had to do, you showed us why. I love that.
And how old was he when he said that?
He was 7.
They don't know that. That's
He was 7, y'all. See, I'm telling y'all, 7 is me. I'm
like
7. He was 7 years old when he told me that because I felt so bad going through things in front of my son, and I'm like, Jesus, like I don't want him to remember this when he get older, and all of that. And then I said, no, wait, this is his testimony. He's gonna be like,
yes,
my mom could do it, it could be done. You know what I'm saying?
Sure do. In the book of James, this was the last book I read when I read my Bible a couple days ago. Be grateful for your trials. Like God told us to be grateful for the trials we go through in life. Sometimes you want to cry, sometimes you want to give up, sometimes things is hard. The Bible tells you to be grateful for your trials. It brings you endurance. It brings you endurance. So God is telling us,
live and learn. Yes. The knowledge from going through their pain is what gets you the endurance.
Right. And you was just saying like you didn't want him to remember that, and here it is. God tells us, no, be grateful for what you go through. Be grateful for the ups, be grateful for the downs, be grateful for the laughs, be grateful for the tears.
Amen.
It brings you endurance.
Butterflies are really like chills. I'm looking at my son like
you don't even know he was on that type of time.
Juggling life.
Yeah, so juggling life comes with a lot. Like we could talk about this that could just be one topic within the show. So we're gonna wrap this up with topic number 5, and I think this is a great topic to wrap up with. Be careful with what
you ask for.
Yes, be careful with what you ask for, and this has been a conversation with me and my friend. I talk about this with my mother and sister, and Jeray brought this up today, and I'm like, this has been like my conversation lately in life. So the fact that we're ending the show off with be careful what you ask for, I think is just an alignment to, just where we are in life. You don't know how God is going to give it to you. You could say you want $1 million 1,000,000 times, and you could lose both of your arms and get a $2 million settlement. And you say you wanted $1 million, but that's how. And I know I just dragged it a little bit, but that's just a perfect example of be careful what you ask for, because you're not always gonna
get that money and die tomorrow. Anything, No, seriously.
Too. But you're not always gonna on a more positive note. You're not always gonna like how God bless you. You're not always going to like what comes with your blessings. The trials and tribulations that he told us to be grateful for. You're not always going to like what come with that. Like, dang, why I got to go through all this, God? Like, I can't take no more. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. And it's like, but this is what you wanted. And just with me and, being able to open up Events Town, my event space when you're in Brooklyn, I wanted this for so long, and I did a lot of research, and I was looking in Pennsylvania, and I was looking in Atlanta. Thank you. And once it finally happened, and I'm like, I see why God waited, because we think we be ready for the next level, and you don't even know how the next level feel. Like the weight is heavy. Like when I tell y'all the weight is heavy, it is so heavy, and this is just what everybody, whatever your next level is, the weight is extremely heavy. This is why God got you waiting. You think you're ready for it, but you're not. Some people don't know what to do with $50,000. Some people don't know what to do with $500. Excuse me. What you think you're gonna do with $50,000?
That part.
So how do you? What does that? How does that quote
align with me?
Yeah.
Obviously, the reason why I brought that quote up is just because I know that we ask for things a lot. This even goes spiritual too.
Of course.
Like we ask God for things all the time.
Life is spiritual.
And we don't even be understand. Then we ask God, why me? Why me? Why me? You know?
Why not you?
Yeah, so it's like, be careful what you ask for. And also, when you do ask for stuff, be clear what you're asking about.
The clarity.
Yes, clarity. So
Why? But
yes.
why do you feel like you need to be clear?
I feel like you need to be clear because that's okay. That's just like you just said. Um, us women nowadays, we, especially at our age, we all want the happy ending of being married and having a house, kid, and the car, and the dogs, and all this other things, and the beautiful life. But we just say, okay, God, send me a husband. Please bring me a husband. We not asking for what kind of husband. A caring husband. A person that's going to be here with me on my deathbed if I'm sick. If my family, something, a family matter is going on, and they can be there for you emotionally. All of these things, we got to be careful what we ask for. And say it clear when we asking for it. Like my friend said, you have to know that whatever you asking for is going to come with something from you also. You're going to have to go through something. You're going to have to feel something. You're going to have to know that, okay, this is what I asked for. Is this really what I want? You start to feel like, is this really what I wanted? When you get it.
So thank you for coming on episode 7 of The Breakdown.
Thank you, baby.
How do you feel?
I feel good. Like they prayed up.
Yes, and that's episode 7. Bye.